Good morning. Welcome to This Week. Breaking overnight, terror strike. Dozens killed at a shopping mall in Kenya. Americans are caught in the crossfire. An Al-Qaeda affiliate claims responsibility. We have all the breaking details. Deadline drama.
The joint resolution is passed.
Days away from the first government shutdown in 2 decades. Can it be stopped? How is this happening again? Plus, trauma and tragedy.
He aimed his gun at us and he fired at least 2 or 3 shots.
Another mass shooting. Another search for answers. How were so many warning signs missed? We're live at the Washington Navy Yard. All that plus the Powerhouse Roundtable, right here this Sunday morning.
A special edition of This Week with Martha Raddatz at the Navy Yard and Jonathan Karl in Washington starts right now.
Hello again. George is off today. Great to have you with us. We're at the Washington Navy Yard, where in just a few hours, President Obama is set to honor the victims of the mass shooting here. We'll take on that issue of the tragedy later in this hour. But first, a drama still unfolding overseas. Breaking news. The Kenyan government says at least 59 people confirmed dead after al-Qaeda-linked terrorists stormed an upscale mall in the capital, Nairobi. Dozens of Americans were among those sent running for their lives. Several were injured, and there are still hostages inside. ABC's Kirit Radia is in Nairobi with the very latest. Kirit?
Martha, now more than 24 hours after this siege began, it is still a very tense situation. We're told that there are still up to 30 people being held hostage by up to 15 gunmen inside the West Gate. We're also told that authorities were able to rescue about 1,000 people yesterday. But again, dozens of people killed in this attack, up to 200 others injured. Among those injured, American citizens. And just a short while ago, gunshots were heard outside the West Gate. Some police officers were seen coming out injured. Martha, the Kenyans say they have this under control, but this still remains very much a hostage situation, and it is far from over.
Let's now go to Tyler Hicks, a veteran New York Times war photographer based in Nairobi, who was able to get inside the mall moments after the first shots were fired, taking some incredible photos in the process. He joins us now on the phone. Tyler, tell us what you first saw when you got into the mall.
Leading up to the mall, I realized how serious it was when I saw 3 dead bodies on the steps just outside of the mall front entrance. I proceeded up into an upper parking area where I saw some civilians rushing out of the mall, and I saw that as a way to get inside. Once in, it was clear that this was going to be something very bad. There were several bodies clearly visible around the mall. Two men who had, as far as I could see, had been eating lunch, were killed just next to the table where they'd been having their lunch in the cafe. Another man in front of an ATM machine, someone in front of the entrance to the supermarket. So it's really no specific area. There just seemed to be bodies really strewn all over the place.
And it looked like people were grabbing their children, running out of there, and a very organized attack.
Yes, it was organized, but also very disorganized for the police and army who were in there trying to figure out what was going on. They were moving around in these big open areas where there's a lot of places for people to hide. There's a casino. There's a movie theater, a huge supermarket, and so there's lots of all these shops where at any given place someone could be there. So this is what made it so difficult for them as they were trying to both locate the assailants and also to try to aid civilians to get out of the mall.
And there were people hiding in vents and other places inside the mall, and clearly people still in there.
Yes, I mean, this is a upscale mall where you have, it's to Western standards. There's a sushi restaurant where a woman came out of an air vent up near the ceiling. She'd been hidden herself up there. A lot of it wasn't very apparent at first because people were locked inside their shops and hiding. So occasionally you just see somebody waving through the glass, and the police would go over and or the army, and they'd open the door and get them out as fast as they could.
Thanks so much for joining us, Tyler.